What's going on, guys? And welcome back to the weekly recap. This is the week 15 edition and the first week of the 2024 fantasy playoffs. And we have a special guest. It's first special guest in like 5 weeks. So, very, very big appearance, playoff appearance. And it's from a very big, notable playoff winner in our league. It's Mateo. Mateo, welcome back.
Thank you for having me, and I'm so happy to be here under these circumstances. Yeah.
A lot of things have happened in this league. A lot of and this was a narrative that has been a long time coming for it to end. So I'm happy for you, brother. It's genuinely, even as a fantasy rival, I would say it's good to see, something end. Marvin Lewis can now leave your team name, you know?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have a new profile picture and team name going into this week. I think
Oh,
so. We'll see. We'll see.
do you
I
want to
think it'll
shed it
still be kind
immediately?
of
Yes, because now you're shooting for something bigger now. It's more than
yeah,
just
exactly,
yes, yes, I agree.
exactly. I think I'll keep it American Psycho themed because I like kind of Patrick
we all
Bateman.
we love a mascot. We love we love everyone loves a mascot, and it's good to get Marvin Lewis out of the name. Is what
Yeah,
yeah,
for
you don't want that
for sure.
attached to you going into the playoffs. All right,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
No need to look at the rankings anymore because even after this, they still have us at 6 and 5. Even though we beat the 3 and 4 seeds, like whatever, man. ESPN rankings were always horrible, and this just proves it with our rankings of beating the higher seeds. I'm actually going to start.
Yeah.
I usually start with my matchup, but your matchup is pretty. I'll say much more noteworthy given circumstances. So I want you to start first, Mateo. What happened? What led to the success of yours?
So I guess it kind of started off with kind of like a very tame Thursday night for me, like Puka Nakua, amazing floor, just off of work, almost gets like 100 yards in a game with like basically no offense.
Mm-hmm.
So considering that on the opposite side, Austin gets like a egg from Cooper Cup, just because really weird game. So basically Thursday, I think I came out with like 24 points with Garendo and Nakua. So
Mm-hmm.
I was happy with that. Obviously I wanted a little bit more, but I was like, all right, whatever. I think the 1 o'clock games roll around, and Chase Brown and Lamb, they put me in a good position. But this guy Lamar, bro, I honestly, I tried to avoid the 1 o'clock game, so I was just checking the app, and I was just kind of like, bro, another passing touchdown, like yo, like 'cause that was really keeping Finn like in the game. It felt like even sometimes it would tilt in favor of him in the probability.
Yeah.
Um, but I guess just like his receivers did all right. Like Judy did all right. Kelsey had a kind of like a dud game for him.
Mm-hmm.
And then I guess like 4 o'clock rolled around, and I was losing at 4 o'clock when you texted me, dude. Bo Nick, horrible game. Luckily, he ends up turning that around. Sam Laporta picks it up, has like his best game of the season, actually. Even like,
Yeah. Just pure work, right? 14.6 off work is crazy.
yeah, it's crazy because like he had that two touchdown game on Thanksgiving, and he outscored himself on that just because of the receptions and all that. But
Yeah, crazy.
yeah, so pretty much, and like Gino gets injured, Seahawks have like no offense going, and then so kind of think I had like a 15-point lead or something when it was Jefferson versus Jones, and they both end up having good games, nothing crazy, and I guess that seals the win for me. Finally, finally, I get a half. Like, I mean, I guess it was like a little bit of like I had a good week. I mean, Finn didn't have a bad week, but I was just eventually able to get on the winning side of one of these closer ones, and yeah, I guess I didn't have to deal. I dealt with like the Lamar big boom, but other than that, Finn's running backs did well. I mean, his team was like solid. I guess just like the couple duds and the,
It
the
feels crazy.
flex and tight end. Yeah, yeah.
I feel like you get a floor week from like a Sutton who had been like giving 10 like easily 10 plus performances. Then his game got saved there at the end with a touchdown. Chuba Hubbard
Yeah.
getting 7 when he's been like, yeah, like projected 17 on Dallas, and just like been an absolute unit for Finn this season. And I mean, I don't want to point it out, but here's the DK Metcalf, CD Lamb, like that difference itself being being the difference that steals the game.
Hey,
Like
it is what
it's
it
crazy how it works. I mean, hey, I was joking about it a lot of the time,
is.
but I mean, I just don't think you could bench Kelsey if you draft him, if you don't plan on trading him.
Mhm.
And I mean, yeah, if you have Chuba, why are we shooting on Jonathan? I just
Yeah.
it's
I
fun.
mean, I mean, like,
Yeah.
hey, you know, I'm not, I'm really not lying when I genuinely thought it was gonna be Brooks's backfield once he got healthy.
Hmm.
But no,
Running
I
back,
mean,
high draft capital, 100%. I see what you're saying, especially like what it's given. I've been on the receiving end before where it turns so positively in your favor. I just feel like we were sold that CD Lamb and DK Metcalf are on the same tier. And I was like, no, absolutely. You're getting a
um,
floor CD Lamb, and he was like wide receiver 11 at the time. I'm like, CD is getting called bad as like a top 12 receiver. There's like you're getting CD on the low ski, and
yeah,
look at it here. But because now you have like go even going into Monday, like you're like, oh, I don't know if I'm gonna win. Your last player to play was Justin Jefferson. I'm like, brother, you're fine. It's like the most impressive wide receiver I've watched. Like this guy is such a unit, no matter who's out there, no matter how long he's out there. If he plays a half, he'll get you what you. I just yeah,
yeah.
man, the team has
No,
really
I
turned
mean,
it around.
yeah, I mean, I like, yeah, the DK Metcalf fall, like, because like he was having like, dude, he had a really solid start to the season. Like, I held him like pretty in a high regard, I felt, but like,
100%.
honestly, I mean, everything, like, I mean, honestly, it timed out poorly with just kind of like the second half of the season.
Hmm.
JSN just became wide receiver one, and oh, yeah, I don't know.
I just
I guess I'm the
if Finn,
beneficiary.
yeah, I mean, don't apologize for breaking the
Mhm.
curse, right? Like, but it's like Finn was my number one ranked team prior to like the CD Lamb trade, and then I'm just like, man, if Finn's team, because if he had CD Lamb, Cortland all year, and then Judy comes in like he is right now, I'm like, okay, Lamar, Aaron Jones, Chuba. Like Etan was a dud, and it's fine for him. He has like Bateman and Reed on the bench. Keenan Allen. I'm like, Finn's disgusting. Getting Finn out is impressive here, Mateo. Finn was I think getting Lamar Jackson out of the fantasy playoffs, the guy who picked up Judy like this late, like is huge. Those are like winning plays.
Yeah. I
But
mean,
here,
I guess,
zero RB
I gue-
from you, Mateo, really works out. I can't believe it. I can't believe it.
yeah, I mean, Chase Brown, dude. I told you, bro. I believed in him. I saw him in the backfield at the end of last season, and I just kind of,
Hey
I really
man,
liked his game.
I don't want to hear from you. You
Mm.
yourself tried to sell me on Zach Moss, and then now you came at me when I was selling myself on Zach Moss this season. So like, look, we're always on the two different. We're always on the two different ends. Chase Brown without Zach Moss is like insanely, insanely like a top five back without
Yeah,
any in comp. I mean, this guy is getting it.
and I mean, I guess the other thing that kind of lined up insanely well for me was, excuse me, the I mean, I guess with like just like how bad was, like, I mean, how bad I kind of started the season and everything, just how low I was
On the
before.
waiver, this is a very
Yeah,
big point. 100%.
like right before McCaffrey and Jordan Mason got injured. It was like Josh. That's the week that Josh beat you by like half a point or
Yep.
whatever. And so Josh had the head to head to me over me at the time. So he won your matchup, but then he bumped himself above me in the priority, and I ended up getting Garendo. Which I didn't even start on his boom week, but I mean he was like, I mean, he's great to have right now, obviously.
Yeah, 100%. And like I feel like because you have obviously I'm the guy that gave you Swift, but Swift is like slowed down in these last few weeks, and you hate to see that going into the playoffs. So getting like a
Yeah.
Garendo, just like a guy who's getting volume that could just maybe ease, like depending on matchup, make you not play Swift. You're like,
Yeah.
that's like the one hole in the team, bro. Everything else is like we're ready to ride out here.
Yeah, it's just like you're just gonna get a Swift floor game, like at best. Just the Bears are just so bad. They just
Yeah,
like don't get into the end zone until like
I'm
when it
watching
doesn't
DJ Moore
matter
every
and they're
week,
just
bro.
throwing. Yeah.
This shit is horrible. I hate Caleb Williams. Is that horrible to say?
Um, I mean, I can definitely understand just with how much.
He
I
runs
don't know with how
around. He's
pompous
like
he is.
prancing around back there and throwing incompletions. Oh, he's chucking it up. It's just like, oh, some of these passes are prayers. I'm like, what are we doing? I would hate watching that if that's my quarterback, bro.
Yeah,
DJ
we'll
Moore
see
is
how.
getting frustrated out there. Hey,
Yeah,
man.
I don't know. It's just like it was always a mistake to keep Eberflus. I don't know, dude. The Bears are just like so poorly run. They should have had a new head coach.
Yeah, I can't imagine supporting a poorly run organization. All right, man. Good win for you. Curse is done, and we're going to see the preview. I actually haven't looked at previews too much, so I'm curious how you match up with Brian. Now here's my matchup, Mateo.
Yeah.
Um, my season has gone a little differently than yours. You started obviously very poorly and won like what your last five or something to get to
Last four, but yeah.
last four. I mean, last season I won my final four. I was like 4-6 to go 8-6 and go in. So I've done that exact thing. This season was more like hover around 500. The best I looked was 2 games over, and then I lost the final two, back to 500. 500 has been like my season just summed up. We had a real chance at the bye with the matchup versus Josh, but then we soiled it with some starting decisions.
Right.
Um, that could have got us the bye here, but um, without the matchup where I still get blown out. By the way, still a 30-point loss, but the the 41 points from CD or 39 points from not CD. Oh my God, Jamar Chase
Mhm.
getting me into the playoffs was insane, and I squeak in, and then we actually beat Austin, who I was rating number one literally all season, 14 weeks straight of making a video every week. Austin was up there. He gets Jaden Daniels going into the week because for Marvin Harrison, Mark was like panic trading and gave what I thought Austin was the league, but wow, hitting floors for these studs. It's just
Yeah.
it's just luck. Derrick Henry against the Giants. There's no reason you think he'd get 6.7. But Lamar just wanted to boost his MVP status, is what we didn't take into account here. It just took it all himself. Jonathan Taylor dropping the football. This is like
That
it
was
was meant to
insane.
be. It was meant to be for the kid. It's not enough to swing for the win, but when you see like Cooper Cup on that Thursday game, I'm in Argentina being like, "Oh my gosh, a blessing." And then the running backs who've been like honestly, Austin's running back room was the best in the league. Jonathan Taylor,
Hmm.
Derrick Henry, James Conner, and Rico on the bench, and Bucky. Like there were so many guys that this guy has. I can't believe we get the fortunate outcome. 113 from Austin, not even a bad game. It feels like a floor game. Uh,
Hmm.
Jets defense against Jacksonville scoring three, like, and then yeah, I mean, let's talk about
Yeah.
the people that get me the win. James Cook against Detroit. The Bills are a great offense to watch. I've loved watching them. I hate Josh Allen. I cursed him last week because he had 3 rushes on the 1 yard line. He's now a tush push merchant when he easily could give that to his running back, man. Like, what a bastard.
Yeah.
Six run. Like, you didn't think of just like giving one to James Cook. It's crazy work. But I mean, James Cook, we get Jamar Chase, 13. Is that off work? No touchdowns, right? Yeah.
Hmm.
Like that's like even a lower Jamar Chase floor game than he used to getting. And he could take a break after the week he had. I think Nico Collins only had like less than 20 yards with two tutters. Yeah,
That's actually a crazy stat line. I didn't notice that.
yeah, 17 yards. Nico is that guy for me, and if he gets going, then like he could easily just like have a boom game as well. DJ Moore, these decisions need to be made about my flex position weekly. We have Tyron Tracy, Ramondre, and DJ Moore always getting rotated. Two of them start every week, and one of them gets benched. I picked up your guy Javonte Williams, and yeah, he's a dud.
Dude, it was like, oh man, I was really sold a dream with that game against the Saints. I thought I was just like I finessed Devin again for a running back because like I don't know like Devontae's numbers were like good in terms of like his like volume and it just kind of felt like a breakout was coming and it came, but then it turned into nothing. Like, I don't know. He had like he had like another he had like one more like decent game, but other than that, dude, he's just like so on the whole backfield's just like a mess.
Yeah, I mean, he got like it's a. I had him in another league, and then like that game after the New Orleans game, he had like a game with like 17 rushes and four carries, and he like only got like 7 points. And you're like,
Yeah.
okay, he's just maybe not that good of a player, even with volume.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then
it's unfortunate.
they're like noticing that they're like, okay, let's not give all this work to Javonta. Then they're using like McLaughlin or whatever his name is.
Yeah, and then they got like another guy like a
Yeah,
Stime.
SD.
And
Yeah,
then
like
like and then like another dude, I swear. It's
it was a nightmare to watch. But
but yeah, I
yeah.
just wanted to say it's just like it like I swear but like outside of like Jaden Daniels, Terry and James Conner, it's just like Austin got like probably like 30 points from everybody else. So
Now I was thinking about this. Austin beats me. Or wait, I don't know if he does actually. But the Brian Thomas and Cooper Cup switch out. I was like, that's not an easy decision to make with Cooper Cup at the time. But then Brian Thomas has been like that for a while now too.
yeah.
Like it does make you think that like a few of these starts where it's just like you start Brian Thomas and like a better defense play, not with the Bills. He has the Bills on his bench with -4. But does he get a win? But overall, my guy's just 8, man. And
Yeah.
it's good to see. It's good to see after a season where I did have some uncertainty with my team. But a lot of these guys I drafted. I want to also let it be known. Jordan Love, James Cook, Ramondre, Jamar, Nico, TJ, and DJ Moore are all people I drafted.
Yeah,
like
kind of
these are,
crazy.
yeah, these are like I did get like Tyron Tracy picked up and like no, I drafted Aaron Rodgers. I was about to say I just picked up Aaron Rodgers. No, I drafted him too, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, drafted by Denny 3 times. Yeah, I drafted Aaron Rodgers. Wow, I have the team I drafted. That's actually kind of insane. And then
It's pretty
I just gave you Swift. That just sucks. Hey, I'm here. So there's no reason to get sad.
Mhm.
Now, before we go into previews, Mateo, before we get out of here as well, I wanted to go through the 8 trades this season with you and look at the winners. Speaking of trades, so I don't know how easily this is seen, so I can try to zoom in a little. But these were the
Are
trades that were made this season.
you sharing your screen?
Yeah. Oh,
Sorry.
oh my
Sorry,
god.
I was no, I wasn't watching the screen, bro. No, that's not bad.
We're
Okay.
just. I mean, there was only 2 matchups to cover, so
Mhm.
it's not
Yeah,
that
I was
crazy.
just looking. I was just looking at them on my phone.
That's so funny. Yeah, I've been sharing screen. All right, so trade one was with you and I. It was for Rasheed Rice and Likely and Swift and JMO.
It
Uh,
was
it's
very
a
interesting
it's a win for
looking
you.
back.
Obviously, it's Rasheed Rice like doing well for 2 games and then just like getting taken out by Mahomes.
Mm-hmm.
And then you just got like after going no running back, you just got like a starting running back with crazy volume going his way. I want to do let it be known though that like it was not sold that Swift was like the guy yet. So
Yeah,
you did take a risk to get him here and it paid off.
yeah. I definitely I got lucky with this, man. Obviously with the Rice thing, but I mean, I think with Swift, I think he was getting good work, and I don't know. I think there was just like a few things that I felt like it felt like things were gonna get eventually get going. But even then, it cost me a win when I eventually kind of lost faith in him a little bit. And I benched him right before his boom game and where he got going and became a lot more consistent. But
You're right.
I overpaid, man, big time, because if Rice stays healthy, I think it's like I think Swift ended up being like a low end running back too, which is still great for me in the position I was in to start the season.
Hmm.
But I don't know, like I think if Rice stays healthy and maintains that production, I would have been kicking myself for not keeping him with like Jefferson, and then I could have had Nakua back. It would have,
But then
yeah,
like do you not get CD? So it's like
yeah,
there's
yeah,
like a situation here where it's just and it's also the reality of the case too is that we lost Swift to like two
yeah,
weeks into the or not Swift Rice 2 weeks into the
mhm,
trade.
yeah,
So
yeah.
it
That's true. That's
automatically
true.
kind of made this win for you. Sure, an
Yeah,
overpay, but
yeah. Hmm.
like yeah, you like on this season you won this trade clearly. I kept likely for 3 weeks. I actually looked this up. He averaged 6.4. I got one boom week from him and two duds, and they got cut by
Yeah,
me. You
dude, Ravens pass catchers. I don't know. Because he had like 13. I swear that guy had like over 10 receptions that game against the Chiefs, and
that
then
boom game, yep. I just realized that you got JMO for me and traded him the next trade in the season, which is like
yeah,
actually funny to look at right now.
uh, Devin actually offered him back to me, which I kind of wanted to do just I don't know, just for the hilarity of it. But it was like the last week of the season, so I was just like, I can't trade with you, bro. I need you to lose.
Here's what's interesting. Completely forgot about this. The Wandale Laporta Javonta Williams for Jalen Hurts, JMO, and Braylon Allen. I didn't realize Devin actually really won this trade.
Yeah, yeah. But in a funny way, I kind of ended up also getting Darnold from this trade because
You're
Dennis, I
right.
mean not
He
Dennis,
dropped.
Devin, yeah, he dropped him and I picked him up and he's just been my platoon with Bo Nix.
Yeah, that's so interesting. Yeah, that is so true. That is so funny. Yeah, that's awesome. It's not like it's like Jalen Hurts who's still like I don't know what actually what rank he is this year, but I know he's done well.
He's got to be top
You kind
three.
of you I have Javonte Williams now. Laporta is just finding his way, and where is Wandale?
I think he's on Greg's team.
Yeah.
I think a couple of people picked him up after I dropped him, but yeah, he was at a
It's
yeah,
just
I
crazy
don't know.
looking at the price for Hurts. If you thought the thing to me was an overpay, it's like, brother, you overpaid like fuck here. But I mean, it's funny what you do. You're in the playoffs and he's not. This is just so funny to look at, honestly. This trade actually like raised a lot of eyebrows, and it worked out for Josh. It was Godwin for Pickens, Murray, and Akers. Akers throwaway pick, but Kyler was okay, and Pickens was actually pretty good, especially when Godwin
Mhm.
was not there anymore.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
wait. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That would have been yeah, again, just like injury just kind of
nullifies
makes
the
it
trade winners. Yep.
yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
It reminds me of that time where I traded you Ahmad Bradshaw for Odell Beckham Jr. and Ahmad Bradshaw immediately tore his ACL or
Oh
something.
yeah. Oh yeah, I remember that.
That's just how the cookie crumbles sometimes. It's just like wow, fantasy just sucks like that. Where I mean, I saw it with Rasheed Rice. I got 2 amazing weeks and he went down. Uh, the 3-for-1 trades not really working out this year. As here's you next with a 3-for-1 trade. At this point, you've made 3 of the first 4 trades of the season.
Yeah,
Was
I
this a
don't.
panic from you at all?
Um, not a panic. I just like felt like I just like okay, like
Got to make
I
some
mean, it's not
moves.
work. Yeah, I don't know, like something's not working. Like let
Hmm.
me just like I don't know. It's crazy, because like Devin actually offered me a trade before we made that trade that would have like would have been really crazy in hindsight. But whatever. I don't know why I'm even bringing it up, but I don't know. I was just like, let's just like let's just stir the pot. Let's just see what I can get. And I was just setting people up, and I don't know. Finn liked the deal. We went through with it.
It's a big deal, man. It gets it done, and we see it get it. Consider you get it done on the big stage. Next trade. So actually, you won this trade versus me. You lost the trade versus Devin, and then you won the trade versus Finn. So 2-for-1 on the trades so far. Brian insulted my trade with Vinny, calling it irrelevant, and ends up being irrelevant. So he's not wrong. Tank Dell and Alexander Madison for Quinton Johnson, Nick Chubb, and Jerome Ford. Yeah, the trade is worth. I don't even know if there's a real winner here.
Yeah,
To be honest,
kind
it
of.
really is a nothing trade, and I was insulted when Brian first said that, but now I want to formally apologize. That's yeah. This
Yeah, honestly, it's really funny how he phrased it. Now that I think about it,
he
and
said classic
yeah,
Dennis trade or something like that.
yeah,
Which
yeah. No, that is what he said. That is what he
the biggest piece of shit.
said.
God, that pisses me off. But he's right. That's the worst part. Also, I'm next trade after that. Another useless trade by me. I get my backup running backs for the #1 defense on this season. Not learning that defenses could apparently get me Jamar Chase in this league. I trade for 2 backup running backs. It
Didn't
doesn't.
you didn't you like start Ray Davis
No, I
or
started Ty Johnson when I should have started Ray Davis.
right? Did that cost you a win
No,
or
I
anything?
no, I was already gotten the win, but still, Devin I think messaged me to make fun of me, being like, "It was always Ray Davis." I'm like, "Shut up!
Yeah,
I already won."
yeah. That's funny.
Yeah, but that's funny because Ty Johnson is like the guy to pick up now on waiver wire. So whatever, man. Whatever.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah.
I want to fast forward to the Brian and Mark trade, which honestly just made me like laugh out loud, like dead ass when I saw it go through, like in the
Ooh.
middle of their matchup. I was just like, y'all, like, what
What
is
is
good
going?
with y'all?
This one was great. So you're actually gonna see it. This is a panic, if anything. Mark was the final 4 trades of the season. He traded with me, yes, but then the Brian trade is that I actually had I had to let Brian know that Isaiah Pacheco is coming back. He had no idea that Pacheco was coming back. So he immediately starts trying to trade Hunt. And he gives up the tight end 1 on the season, but he gets a starting running back for a while and a stud tight end in return. I was like, it is interesting in hindsight. Kareem Hunt's like nothing now, but neither is Dobbins with the injury. So it's the trade overall is just kind of like a swap of tight ends who both, again, McBride has also gone off as well.
Mhm. Yeah,
So
I think at the moment McBride might have taken over Bauer. I think I was like looking because Bowers had a couple of dud games, so I think McBride might be tight end 1, but it is just like tight end 1 and 2, like yeah,
right
just kind of a
here,
swap.
yeah,
um,
yeah. Right before there, the context of them playing going into this trade is also. I put week 6 here. That is just wrong. I have to edit this. I'm still doing this. I wanted to put stats next to these, but I'm like, why not just have this up and talk about it for the episode?
yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, I think I was just gonna say I think Brian easily like wins the trade if Dobbins doesn't go down.
Mm-hmm, for sure.
But yeah, I mean, I guess at the end of the day, like we just said, tight ends, it's just like kind of I don't know, even trade.
Yeah, it works out in the end. What doesn't work out is Mark trading us and Jaden Daniels for Marvin Harrison, who sucked. Who is just like I this man was just panicking at the time. He also trades Shakir Hunt for McConkey, who he does I'm pretty sure doesn't play
Hmm.
because he's injured at the end of the season. So McConkey never even got a rep for Curryman, the franchise. It's just like these trades from Mark here are just like
Shakir,
straight.
Shakir boomed. I think that honestly might have like affected Mark's playoffs.
No, he could have 100% could
Because
have made it over me for sure.
yeah, because I swear Shakir was like the only player that did anything
In
for
that Bills
Josh
game,
in our matchup. Yeah, so I don't know. It'd be
that
interesting to look back and see what Shakir would have gotten
I actually
Mark
will look at
on
that when
top.
I'm doing my trade analysis because that is such important context. I don't want to think about it because that means I didn't make it, and I'm thinking about
Yeah.
my playoffs. I'm looking at my playoff dreams right now, which I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of liking. Devin covered the recap for us last week here, Mateo, and he actually didn't give either of us the edge. He gave our opponents both edges. So yeah, that guy's officially the worst recapper of all time, and should never be given edge count duties. Now let's go over this matchup. Now, I can't ever sleep on Greg. Greg, actually, I will pull this up as well, has my number. I think he has a very good head to head against me. He has a win this year. I think 134 might be one of Greg's best performances on the season. Just absolutely munches me up. And I think if you look at the head to head, this is what he does. Yeah, 2-7 against
Man.
Greg all time. Yes, this is it's pretty bad. And what's crazy is that besides Ray, Greg is my worst all time head to head, and it's not even close. 2-7 like is the worst record, and um, seeing him in a playoff matchup will redeem some things or just cement a lot of others. So looking at the head to heads, I'm surprised to see that they give me almost everything.
Mhm.
They give him RB2, which is like sure, that's like honestly been like my trade off of Ramondre and Tyrone Tracy all year has been like my running back two position. But giving me both wide receivers when he has Malik and Amon Ra is kind of crazy. Um, he doesn't have Mahomes, which Mahomes might be out. And I noticed that his backup quarterback is Kirk Cousins, who just got benched. So I'm now
Did
looking
he
at
really get
that.
benched?
Yeah, he's projected 0, and I think they're starting Penix next week, is what was announced today.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, that's crazy.
Isn't
Because I
that?
was about to say, I mean, I was about to say like the Giants would be a pretty good matchup if Kirk was playing, but
I'm
oh
gonna
damn,
just
yeah, I
double
guess.
check. They're projecting him 0. Atlanta announced Tuesday that Michael Penix would be the starting quarterback moving forward. Yep, it's official.
Oh wow, damn,
Kirko gets
yeah, that's.
benched.
Hmm.
Wow, wow, wow. So Greg, gonna be a waiver wire quarterback for a playoff matchup. You look at that and you're like, wow, who would do that? And then you look at my team with Aaron Rodgers, who was just on the waiver wire last week, being my starting quarterback against the Rams. I might go Jordan Love. I'm not sold on the Rodgers thing yet. I'm just seeing what's up.
Yeah,
I'll make my decision later in the week, but um, Jordan Love against New Orleans is not horrible either. So I don't know. We'll
yeah.
see. We'll see. Gives me
Mm-hmm.
RB1 Kamara versus Cook. New England, Green Bay. I kind of agree with that. Green Bay's defense is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Pollard to Tracy. Yeah, I understand. Amon Ra Chase, you're gonna give it to me, obviously, but that's 1 and 2 right there. So it kind of in theory cancels out. I know Chase is like done better on the season, but I'd say Amon Ra pretty close tier. Nico Malik also same tier for me. Both average like 13 plus. Nico is coming off 17 yards, which is not really great, but I do think that he is like Stroud's guy, especially in the red zone. That helps. Um, DJ Moore, I would not be super confident in starting, but then I see him playing Christian Watson, which is not a great flex either. So Justin
Christian,
Tucker is washed.
I was just
Chargers
gonna say,
defense. Yeah, I don't know. I give edge to me. I'm just gonna say it. I don't know how to
yeah,
I don't know how else to without
no,
sounding cocky.
no. I mean, definitely. I was just gonna say about like Christian Watson and just like any Packers receiver. It's just kind of like I don't know. It's the same. It's just like random. It's just like one Packers receiver is gonna go off each week, but it's just like you never know which one is gonna be,
And
and
it's
you
it's
might
like
get
not 3, it's 4 of them. It's like Dubs, Watson, Reed, and Wicks. Just anyone, or you could get say fuck them all, and it's a Tucker Craft
yeah,
week.
yeah, exactly.
It really is
So
random. Oh, but also Josh Jacobs can also just get everything too. You never know.
yeah, right. Yeah, I mean, yeah, yeah. I think,
Mm-hmm.
and I think Kamara's also. I mean, he's got a questionable
Questionable
designation right
designation.
now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
was not aware of this. Was not aware of this.
So yeah, it's looking. It's
Ducker
definitely looking a
injury.
little rough. For,
Oh, oh, wow. This could be an easy. Wow, people are gonna say Red Commish. This might be an easy coast to the championship because yeah, I'm the 6th seed here. And you have to play the best team in our league's history as Brian right now.
yeah.
That's crazy. It's crazy. But you know, let's see how your matchup's gonna look on paper.
It's pretty even.
Yeah, God, and you guys are even projected way more than me too. You won this previous matchup though. Would you say you and Brian are a rivalry? I remember it
Um,
was at one point.
um, I think it's pretty even. I think recently I think on like last five, I think I've won four of them.
I mean, you won 5 of 6.
Oh yeah.
Wow,
Yeah, yeah, Brian beat me his championship
high
season.
scoring too. Holy fuck! These winners, you scored 130 on Brian, like the winner. Jeez, like every week. That is crazy. Um, Now the edge count, they're gonna give both running backs to Brian, which I understand. That's like Brian's bread and
Mhm.
butter here. Um, Josh Allen over Darnold, that makes sense. But Darnold could still like give you some. They give you both wide receivers and the flex because Brian is keeping the 2 tight end method of
I
Trey
mean,
and Jono.
yeah, that's been working for him. I mean, I can't blame him. They're
I
both
can't
been
either.
really solid.
It's insane. Waddle is questionable, which makes it interesting if he has to start like a Elijah Moore or Amari Cooper to end for this playoff matchup. But Steelers defense against Baltimore, like we got to get that out. What's the
Hmm.
plan defense wise?
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
I like your Colts
I,
defense against Tennessee. They're about to bench Willis again. If you get Mason Rudolph, hell yeah.
yeah. I mean, it's close. I mean, I think like you said, just like he's got quarterback, running back. I got wide receiver. I mean, I think I don't know. Everything looks really close. Um,
Uh-huh. I just think like you have the wide receiver like trifecta here. These three are like what when I draft my team, I want 3 stud wide receivers. That's like the goal every year. And just seeing like these three just is huge. You're gonna get Chase Brown against Cleveland with how Cleveland's playing. I think they've been on defense a lot of the time because their offense doesn't get very many first downs, and then now you're playing that Dorian Thompson guy at quarterback. You're like,
mhm.
yeah, you might be straight there. Sam Darnold is that guy. Guerra or Swift, who knows? But I'd probably go Guerra where you're at right now.
Yeah, I mean Chicago just like plays good teams like every week since they're in the NFC North. So I don't know. Miami seems to just kind of be falling apart. So I kind of like that matchup.
Wow,
Yeah, I don't
Mateo.
know. We'll see. We'll see if
You're not
we'll see
comfortable
if we
giving the
need
edge
to.
count to your own team, right?
No, no. I really. I mean, like just looking at this really could go either way. I mean, Brian's
Hmm.
team. I feel like for the last like 4 or 5 weeks, I'm looking and it's like 148, and I'm just like, Jesus Christ, where are
I
you getting all
know.
these points from? Um,
It's by the name of Josh Allen and Jameer
yeah,
Gibbs. These guys.
yeah,
David Montgomery goes out for the rest of the season. You're like, oh no, we know we've seen this before.
yeah.
What this means for Jameer Gibbs, who already is like running back 3 with a healthy
Hmm.
Montgomery.
Yeah, no, they've been crazy. But I don't know. It could go both ways. Just like they're a good
Hmm.
duo, but I mean, but he's gonna
Hey,
get all the
hey, I
volume.
want to say this though. I want to give edge count to you here.
I
I,
appreciate that, man.
I think he has an issue with Waddle. Waddle was shaken up last game, but Waddle gets shaken up like every game.
Yeah,
But I don't know. I just think it's like double tight end is tricky just because I think tight ends are lower scoring people anyways. I know Johnu and Trey seem like touchdown like guarantees these last few weeks, but I don't know. I think like relying on basically Johnu and Waddle right here, Miami against San Fran could be tough.
yeah.
San Fran can just like hold Stafford and Cup and Puka to like modest games. I'm like, it's kind of interesting. I'm gonna give edge to you, and it's kind of depending on New England stopping Josh Allen, which doesn't seem great. Chicago stopping Gibbs and Washington stopping Saquon. You're like maybe not, but also I could tell you that Justin Jefferson's gonna be just fine against Seattle, and CD I
Yeah,
think will eat on Tampa Bay. Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
tough. This
I
is a
don't
tough
know.
matchup, but this is the fantasy playoffs. These are the best teams in the season.
Hmm.
And I would say for the most part, yeah, I think this is like obviously you debate me and Greg in here, but I'd say like overall, they're still like these are the best 4 to 5 looking teams on the year.
Yeah,
And it's crunch time. Let's see if your first year you get your playoff win, you make your first title game too here, Mateo. What a run.
that'd be sweet. I'm just happy to have the monkey off my back, though, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, honestly, dude, I was gonna be pretty upset if I gave up on the season. I mean, like not gave up. Like obviously, I was
Yeah,
like still trying, but I was just like at 3-7. I was just kind of like, all right, it's just like not.
it's
It's
cooked.
not my year. Like that's fine. I've been winning a lot in the
Mm-hmm.
regular season. It's fine, and then just like okay, I like just kept winning, and and then like, and obviously like the I needed help and I got it, and
You can't
I was
believe you're
just like,
here, you
no,
know?
please, please. Yeah, and then I was just like, please, please don't put me in a position to get me into the playoffs just to lose again, please. So no, I mean I'm just like, just
Hmm.
happy to be here. I think I'm in a good spot against Brian. Yeah, let's see if I can make it to the chip.
Yeah, and make it to the chip is as far as you're going because I'm playing it all.
Yeah, yeah, we'll see.
You see the team name, brother. It's happening. All right, bro. Thank you for coming on. Thanks everyone for watching. You're like,
Yeah.
how did they make recapping and looking over 2 matchups 43 minutes long? Well, well, people just love to chop it up here, and I think Devin, I know you're watching this. I hope you like this one too, brother. All right, boys. Thank you, and I will see y'all next week. Peace.